Welcome back to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast, folks. Episode 117.
Wow, it's a
We're
big
getting
number.
up there.
That's a big number.
Getting up there.
Yeah, we have to check each week what episode number we're at because we always are forgetting. We just know it's a high number.
Exactly. Folks, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking.
Welcome.
Quick plug off the top. You already know the deal. Patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling for a bonus wrestling Q&A podcast on top of this whole podcast you get.
Yeah.
Head over there, $5 a month, and you get the whole back catalog. We're answering your questions. We're talking about movies, and we're chit-chatting. So, yeah.
Hell
but
yeah.
anyway... Huge week in wrestling.
A lot of stuff.
We are coming off Raw. We got some SmackDown stuff to discuss, and then NXT Vengeance Day happened, and we also got a tiny bit of AEW Grand Slam at the end.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, big week. A lot of stuff happened.
I said this depending on the scheduling issues. So this is either gonna come out. Not that this matters, but it's either gonna come out Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that
Just
that
working
mattered.
with some stuff, guys. Trying to figure out our schedule.
I guess let's dive right in. For some reason, I think I'm forgetting something, but I don't know. We'll
Merch?
dive right
Did
in.
You just mentioned merch.
Yeah, we have merch
Yeah,
description.
merch. Check it out.
I feel like at this point you know already.
Yeah, you know.
Start off with a Sami Zayn promo, folks. Sami, it's Sami Zayn's doing his talking. He wants to kill Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens wants to kill him. Blah blah blah. Please give me the match. No one will give me the match. I want this match. Adam Pearce comes out.
I'm not leaving the ring until you give me the match.
He's like, Sami, you're injured. You can't. It's a whole back and forth.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Adam Pearce does make it. I'll say unofficially official. So we are getting Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber in Toronto.
I can't imagine it being in any other match besides an unsanctioned match. I think that's perfect for their feud and kind of where this is going right now. But it is happening in Elimination Chamber, which has been the debate of, is it going to be a WrestleMania match? Is it going to happen in Canada in Elimination Chamber? Truthfully, I don't think it matters where it happens because it's going to be a fucking... this is going to main event. It should main event. I don't think an Elimination Chamber should main event over a match like this, personally.
See, I don't know. So I guess a couple things to your point.
If you're putting it at Elimination Chamber in Canada, you have to at least have it main event, in my opinion.
But it's also like the Rumble argument we have, where it's like the Royal Rumble should, main event.
That's
like,
right.
Like I would be. Then again, look at the Chamber though. Cena, Punk, Drew, Seth in the Chamber.
It's both.
You know what I mean? Both very
both
stacked.
matches could. There is like 3 matches that could main event this whole card.
The only thing I was thinking about this when it first got made is like it is an unsanctioned match, and there's no rules in wrestling. I'm sure there's been an unsanctioned match in the middle of the card, but like,
sure.
But like traditionally, an unsanctioned match happens like after the main show, and then it goes. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's last.
So I
don't think it should.
I'm just also kind of looking at if you're not going to give them the spot at Mania, and they're going to have their own thing going on at Mania. If you're not going to put it at Mania, at least give them the main event. I don't think it would kill the men's Elimination Chamber match if it didn't main event. I don't think it takes away anything. You know what I mean?
I think them being in Canada, even though neither of them are from Toronto, one, if they weren't in Canada, I don't think this match would happen at Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing is like because they know the crowd's going crazy. And two, to the same point, they are in Canada. So again, if they weren't in Canada, I really wouldn't think it'd be the main event.
The location means everything.
I really do.
I really think the location is the biggest reason why it's happening in the first place here.
I want to talk about it not being at Mania, but before I forget, it is just kind of funny, like. What, and people are going to correct me, whatever, but what's like the real difference in WWE between like an unsanctioned match, Extreme Rules?
No, we've had this argument, like a no DQ street fight. All these matches are the same, just with different names.
It's like unsanctioned.
I think unsanctioned, just the word in itself is just like we don't.
Oh, I love it.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like
I'm
we don't get it a lot, so it's like meant to be like this is gonna be more brutal than a normal like street fight or whatever match.
And like the win or loss like isn't gonna count. It's like this isn't an official match.
So it's like neither have anything to lose in this case because there are no winners or losers technically speaking. So. Again, like I think for their feud, I think a match like this is going to be great. I think if WWE allows them to, they could have one of the most brutal matches in recent history.
They could go crazy.
But we'll see how that unfolds. But
I definitely, again, with the Toronto thing, I definitely get why it's at the Chamber. I I lean that it should be at Mania, only because also like what we're gonna get instead.
Exactly.
Where right now the two rumors are Kevin Owens and Randy, which I like.
That's fine.
I like.
Cool. Yep.
And there's Randy hasn't been around for a while. He's been like what, injured, right, or something? I'm not sure.
The Kevin Owens hit him with the pile driver,
right.
he's been off and whatever.
Wow, he hit a lot of people with the power driver. He hit Cody.
Because that was back in
Wow.
November, December. No, maybe not November. Maybe December. Maybe early January. It's been a few months. months. And then Sami, I think him and Karrion Kross is the
That's
big
the other
rumor.
rumor, which snooze. I'm sorry. I know people are, in the world we're living in, like Karrion Kross is a talented wrestler and everything, and I get it, and he's improved and blah blah blah. His whole team just got let go, unfortunately.
His whole team just got
so
released.
he doesn't have like any backing.
And not to his credit, like he doesn't get featured. Like he wasn't even in the Royal Rumble or anything like that. He hasn't had a singles match.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think he's had a single match or like a credible singles match in like 6 months.
I believe it.
So to throw him into this is kind of like you didn't really set him up right to give him a one-on-one match with Sami Zayn. I appreciate
all he did last night was come on camera and be like, you see, Sami?
And that's
blah,
all.
blah, blah, blah,
that's
blah.
all the story's been is the
Sammy's
backstage.
been ignoring him for 5 fucking weeks.
Yeah,
So
and then he's gonna show up, attack him like, all right, we're gonna fight at Mania. I like credit to Karrion Kross. I think he's doing his best with the character in ring. He's great,
sure.
but like the story, just comparatively, is like. Sami and Kevin, it doesn't get. That's going to be one of the biggest matches of the weekend, and you're replacing with again Kevin Randy is fine. That's fine, but I think that could happen anywhere else. And then Sami Karrion, just like do Kevin Sami at Mania, and let you just figure out the rest of it later on.
I would be like. It seems like that's the direction we're going.
They could run it back.
Just do Sami Karrion on a Raw.
That's a Raw match.
I would be shocked,
not a Mania
if
match.
they book Karrion Sami for Mania.
I wouldn't. It's the direction that we're going down now for Mania. I wouldn't surprise me if he stuck this match there. Triple H.
God, I would hate.
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. But that seems what
I would
we're doing.
spend the whole time peeing.
I think it's like, well, that's what I did during the Karrion Kross match last year. I had to go up to go to the bathroom. I came back and the match was over. I went to get chicken fingers and pits and the match was done. It was unintentional, but I just think the option of Kevin and Sami outweighs the other two matches you can have. And people are saying maybe they'll do this match and then they'll run it back at Mania. But then I don't like, what's the point of doing it here? Just have the one big match at Mania.
Here's what I was, and not that this like doesn't matter at all because this isn't the reality, but I was hoping for, because the whole time like before this match got announced, like Sami and Kevin or especially Kevin was like, meet me in Toronto. I'm gonna fight you. We're gonna have a fight. So I thought maybe like, yes, this is unsanctioned. It's kind of like, tomato. But I was hoping that they would just show up in the middle of the card.
Sure.
And then they just, like, similar to, like, what was that? Kevin Owens? Was it Kevin Owens and
Randy?
Whatever.
Yeah.
It was
Crown
Kevin Owens and Randy. Where they just, had that impromptu beatdown.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping we'd get.
Yeah.
And that would lead, then we'd get, like, a quote-unquote kind of match or whatever. An unsanctioned match. And then we run back an official thing at Mania.
Sure, like
that's
what?
all
Yeah,
we
like
needed.
piggybacking what you're saying, like Elimination Chamber like Sami Zayn shows up, Kevin Owens shows up, and Kevin Owens just beats the fuck out of him for like 5-10 minutes. And then it's like, okay, Sami doesn't show up for another 2 weeks, sells the injuries, leads to the big match. Like you could have. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds better to me.
Again, I do think it's all because they're in Canada. And again, I've been pretty negative about this topic, but I am with you in the sense of I'm stoked for this match. It's going to be a banger.
100%.
I'm like, there's part of me that's glad it's in Canada because the pop is going to be crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean, thinking back to Roman versus Sami, Elimination Chamber. What was that, last year, 2 years ago, whatever the fuck it was?
Yeah.
Unreal. The crowd was crazy.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, low-key, maybe should have won.
Sure. The crowd was behind it.
It would have been nuts.
Yeah.
Hindsight is 2020. But I guess that's all I have to say about it. I definitely am a little disappointed. This isn't the Mania match. I think they do deserve the Mania spot, but Elimination Chamber in Canada, I'm sure they're both stoked for that.
Yeah.
But if that means we're getting Karrion versus Sami at Mania,
poor Sami.
That sucks,
Poor
dude.
Sami.
That really sucks.
Poor Sami.
I'm not even being. I'm in a mood today where I'm not being nice. I'm not being
No
like
more Mr. Nice Guy.
This whole every single time we go like someone sucks, we gotta be like, well, actually, in real life, they're a good wrestler. It's like I want to talk about the stuff I'm seeing on TV.
Listen, if you have the option of Kevin Sami or Kevin Karrion, win. It should be a clean sweep. 100% of everyone's Kevin Sami instead.
I'm sure we'll circle back to more stuff about that, but we'll move on to our first match of the night: Dom Mysterio versus AJ Styles.
Good match.
It was solid.
It was a good match.
It wasn't. It was fine.
Not a barn burner. Not gonna be your match of the night. But it was.
They both showed what they needed to. Carlito interfered, obviously.
The spot where you hit the rope and you low blowed him and he spit up the apple after was hilarious. I thought that was really funny.
Some of my takeaways is, Dom is a fucking amazing seller. He was selling his ass off the whole match. Great to see AJ back. The big story here, bigger than the match, was AJ wins. Bron Breakker comes out. Holy shit, fucking intense. Like, I love that. Just like
he's just seeing red.
It's similar to how Edge used to get, or would get when he gets all red before the spear and shit. He just gets fucking,
you see it in the eyes,
angry.
Yeah, he wants to fucking murder you.
AJ bounces out of the way, spears the fuck out of Dom. It's great. And it looks like, go ahead.
Best spear in the business.
It's
I
great.
don't give a fuck.
It's awesome.
I think for months I'd be like, yo, it's one of them. It's up there. It's the best. There's no better spear than Bron Breakker.
Hey, we are being direct and concise this episode.
Speed almost died. He said it on his stream last night or 2 nights ago.
I thought that was crazy.
He was I thought I was gonna die.
They showed the 30-second clip of his Twitch chat or Twitch or whatever. He streams on YouTube. His YouTube stream.
I believe him. It would have killed me.
Yeah. But anyway, he spears Dom, whatever. Braun, a note I had here. Braun was outside the ring now. AJ's in the ring. Braun took off his shirt and threw it at AJ. Fucking
sickest catch, sickest catch in the world. He could have had 1,000 more opportunities to do that, and he wouldn't have done it.
You could tell Braun was trying to keep it together. So he was like, "Damn."
AJ, the crowd actually.
AJ did not keep it.
Once the crowd realized after a second, they were like, "Oh shit!"
It was fucking funny.
Cool.
It very much reminded me of when I think it was Brock threw the mic at Roman,
and he winks at him.
Caught it and winked at him.
So clean. Aura right there.
So it looks like we're getting Braun versus AJ, and we'll talk about, potentials of what the match could add or subtract or whatever.
A potential variation of Braun versus AJ at Mania.
But at least right now, the feud, the IC title feud going forward, Bron Breakker versus AJ Styles for the IC Championship. I love that. Of course, I love a multi-man. We talk about the multi-man every single week, but Braun versus AJ straight up for the title is money. Really fucking cool.
They could put that at Elimination Chamber if they wanted to be completely honest with you. I know it is a Mania-worthy match, but you have 2 weeks until Mania, till Elimination Chamber. I feel like that could be a solid defense to add for Braun's reign going into Mania, maybe.
But then there's the argument of why the fuck wasn't Rhea and Io?
Sure. I'm with you. I'm with you there.
There is which I'm sure we'll get into it as we go on, but. Right now, we only have. I'm counting the unsanctioned matches being booked.
Yeah, I think the rumored matches.
We need one more to complete the 4.
They're saying Trish Stratus is fighting at.
That's what I'm hearing.
I think it's going to be
Trish and
a tag. They're saying that, or it could be a tag team match too, which I'm seeing a bunch of different things.
That would make sense.
Tiffany and Stratus versus Chelsea and Piper. Or it could be one-on-one too. I have no clue, but I have been seeing that she could be there.
Yeah, they're really teasing.
She will be there. They said that she will be there. I don't know if it'll be a match or not.
We'll do another unsanctioned Trish Stratus match.
Unsanctioned.
So that's that. Well, I think once we're gonna talk about Pete Dunne and Penta later. So I think that'll bring us back to the IC title. Yep. Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile. This was solid. I didn't realize till the end of it that this was a number 1 contenders match. Dakota Kai wins.
Shocked. Honestly, I thought Ivy was going to win this, considering the story.
Going into it, I thought Dakota, and then toward the end of it, I was like, "Oh, Ivy's kind of picking it up." I thought Ivy was going to take it.
Also, low key may have gotten knocked out during that match when Dakota hit her with the stomp.
The ref was really checking on her.
It looked like she genuinely for 3 seconds was out of it. But I just kind of expected Ivy to win that because of the whole story of the Creed brothers got the title match the week before. Ivy's going to have the women's. Dakota had her match already. Hey, listen, if this leads to Dakota, potentially winning the title off of Lyra. I'm not trying to shit on Lyra. I'm fine with her as champ, but Dakota was my original pick. And if she gets a title opportunity and wins, I'm not going to complain.
The problem with this match was they both needed the win.
Yeah.
Ivy Nile, I would argue Ivy Nile even maybe low-key needed the win more. But Dakota gets the win. Yeah, so she's number one contender for Lyra Valkyrie's IC title.
Maybe that happens at the Chamber. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they booked that yet.
No.
But so I don't know. It's so like you were saying, like rooting for Dakota, right? But the thing that sucks is Lyra. This will be, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong. This is Lyra's first title defense since winning. Yeah. Only her second match.
I was going to say she hasn't had many matches.
She had a non-title match for the qualifier and losing to Bayley. So
she has to beat Dakota, right?
Low key, this should have been Ivy Nile.
Because she's already beaten Dakota.
Ivy Nile gets the win. She beat Dakota for the belt. And like, you can beat Ivy, and because Ivy's the heel and whatever, beat Ivy and you can have like your first like title win, whatever. But people are behind Dakota.
Yeah,
people are behind Lyra.
It's like a face versus face type of situation.
Yeah, and I don't know if is Dakota losing the two title matches in a row?
Yeah,
probably. I don't know.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword here, kind of like Dakota loses twice in a row, but Lyra gets a successful title defense. But then it's like Dakota wins, but it's like, okay, you had Lyra win. You gave her 2 matches, and now she's done.
It's a real 2 matches, and only one was a title defense.
Exactly,
and she lost her out the gate. I think Lyra.
It fit better with the story of Ivy Nile going for the belt. I just thought that made more sense in the grand scheme of things.
I think Lyra should win here. Just because I like Lyra as the IC champion. We just haven't gotten anything from
I know,
it.
I agree.
Are they just going to be like, all right, and that was her run, and
maybe there's some screwy stuff. Maybe Ivy gets involved in the match, causes a DQ.
Lyra heel turn.
Yeah, I don't know. They could play around with some stuff here. I'm sure it'll be a good match.
Oh, the match is set for next week.
The match is set for next week. Okay. Not to discredit either of them. I think it'll be a great match. They had a great first match, but it's just it's nice to see different challengers, different opponents, and stuff.
We had a couple of Judgment Day segments throughout the night that led to Liv and Raquel never denied the attack, or I should say never denied attacking Jade, which that plays into later on, which we'll talk about. But at first I was like confused. I was like, why wouldn't they be like, that wasn't us? But then I was like, they're heels. It was a bad thing that happened.
Maybe they want to take credit for it.
They're going to take credit for it. That's kind of what I just went with.
Sure.
Then we had, buckle up, Gunther promo.
Yeah, coming through the crowd and stuff.
I thought this was fucking awesome.
What did he say? I think he tweeted. I don't know if he said it during the promo. He goes, "I give a lot of credit to Jey Uso walking through a bunch of smelly crowd or something like that."
He was just treating everyone like fucking peasants. He was like, you fucking pores, basically. So he comes out with this alone I thought was him coming out with Jey Uso's entrance, mocking his fucking entrance. I thought was money.
Yeah, that was really good.
Like I said, calls everyone peasants. He says you're all simple. There's a little Zack Sabre Jr. reference here where he's like talking to you. Whereas the Zack Sabre Jr. quote is like, wrestling in front of Americans is like reading Shakespeare to a dog.
Oh yeah,
wrestling in front of Americans is like reading Shakespeare to a dog or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think I remember hearing that or seeing that somewhere. That
so
sounds familiar.
Fuck's his name? Gunther said.
What the fuck is the world champ's name?
Said something like, "Oh, talking to you or wrestling in front of you, something is like reading Shakespeare to a dog." Gotcha, so he took the quote, which I thought was, I don't know, a crazy little wink.
Nice touch.
Gunther makes his way down. He asks Michael Cole and Pat if they think Jey can win. Pat gets the mic, Michael Cole and Pat, they were looking at Gunther, they're like, "Do you want us to answer now?" Right now? You want to answer now? Pat really sold it. Yeet, and he's going to kill you, and blah, blah, blah. I think he can do it. Jey comes out. We get a nice little pull apart. And then the fight. I thought the strongest part here was Gunther coming out in the crowd and talking his shit and being like, it makes sense why Jey comes out with you because you're all peasants and you look up to me and whatever. But I thought this was great. This is yet another very strong Gunther Jey building segment to the point of people like that were disappointed in this whatever. You got to at least give credit to the build. The build's there.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's going to keep getting better, but I love this. Loved everything about this.
Yeah, it's like you announce the match so early on. It's like, okay, now we can work with it for the next 2 months. So there's no going like, oh, is it going to be this person, whatever. It's like these two now you can just each week keep building, adding stepping blocks to it, whatever. But yeah, I thought this was, Gunther, he cuts an amazing heel promo.
So good.
It's like he's unbelievable.
I do. My only thing, this is nitpicking, but I wish, because I think me and you are in the camp of like, oh, we want to see like the putting Jay through hell thing.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's necessarily the direction they're going.
Yeah, it seemed like he gets the upper hand. He got the upper hand on Gunther this week. It seemed
a
like
little
that.
bit.
A little bit.
That was my.
I wouldn't say it was like majority, but it was definitely more him than Gunther.
That was my one critique. 'Cause I wish Gunther got a little more offense.
Sure. Yeah.
I wish maybe Gunther ended up like Jay ran in. He had the upper hand. I wish Gunther took it from him and standing a little taller, you know?
I'm not as hard on it as some other people have been, but like this title reign really is nothing like his IC title reign. Like it really is a step below. Like I don't think it's as bad as the internet is making it seem. He definitely had some matches and some opponents that definitely didn't need to happen or were whatever. But they're working with it here. The promos each week, the heel promos, the building it up is fine. So I'm hoping that it, people's minds can kind of change as this feud continues.
Someone made this point that I thought was interesting, where I haven't, like, I'm with you. I haven't disliked I like Gunther. I think I just like Gunther as the world heavyweight champion so much, and the idea of it more than I can like back it up with like 100%. Well, he had this match and this match, you know what I mean?
He just looks so good with the fucking
That's
belt.
the thing.
And it's like he should have like a monster,
he feels like a world champion,
unbeatable run. It's just he hasn't been presented like he was when he was the IC champ.
But so I saw someone make a point where it's like, I do, and when we first got this reign, we were hoping for it. I wish we got like at least one, like a Gunther Drew, a Gunther Cena, a Gunther Punk, a Gunther Seth.
And maybe he wins at Mania.
Maybe he wins at Mania.
They
would be crazy.
They could do that. So
I would be shocked.
I would be too, but I wouldn't hold it against WWE for doing that.
All right, we'll move on to Penta versus Pete Dunne in a match that I thought kicked their first match's ass.
Yeah, no, I like this one more.
It was such a different match. It was way like, they were already technical in the first one, but it was way more on the ground and technical. Pete Dunne did a lot of like the joint manipulation shit, which makes my fucking spine,
Yeah. It's like one of the, like they rushed for the first time. They got a feel for each other. It's like, okay, now let's run it back and let's take it up another level.
Penta seems way more comfortable.
Big time.
Seems looser. The all red gear was
fire.
fucking sick.
Best gear. I saw you tweet. I think it probably was his best gear.
People were saying the blue. Hot take. I didn't like. I liked the blue in the moment. It was like, whoa.
It fit with the theme of the Rumble and Indian,
looking back on it, don't love the blue.
The red's better.
I would
say
the
red's better
of the four, because like his main three have just been like different color iterations of like black, white, red. I'm putting blue below all three of those. IMO.
I think they're all good outfits for sure. But the red one's by far the best one.
The red one's so
by
All
far.
right, where are we? Yeah, I mean, we expected some Ludwig Kaiser interruption.
Yep.
Ludwig makes his way to the ring before the commercial or whatever. Causes a distraction, allows Penta to get the dub. Distracts Pete Dunne, whatever. Penta standing tall. Ludwig comes in, takes out Penta from behind. They're all fighting. Blah blah blah. Penta ends up taking out. Listen to this. Ready? Penta ends up taking them both out with a tope con hilo.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a big,
Tope
that's a big
con
one
hilo,
right there.
didn't they? Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
I say that 3 times fast.
So Penta ends up standing tall.
Yep.
So couple things.
Yeah,
and I think we're coming back
around.
Before we circle back, the one is this 3 straight up. Pete Dunne, Ludwig. Yes, I've been watching. This is a stupid interjection, but I've been watching Ludwig, the YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
So every time now I say Ludwig, I like have to take a moment and be like Ludwig.
That's funny.
But anyway, Ludwig, Pete Dunne, Penta. First of all, I love these 3. I imagine more people are going to get added to this feud or whatever. But like this 3 alone, I hope they give us a triple threat maybe next week on Raw or something.
Raw, 100%.
But so either there's some Mania building here.
Yeah.
Could it be leading to being added to Braun and AJ in like a multi-man ladder match that we've been discussing?
Yeah,
what are we doing? Where are we going?
I just think there's no. You have so many people in this, like in the mid-card feud here surrounding this IC belt, that I don't think you should leave anyone out of it. I think it's just, you have so much. Don't like, just, you can do Braun AJ. Like, let's just say they decide to do Braun AJ. Like, that's fine. But I think you don't have to limit yourself to a one-on-one match, where if you can add 4 other guys and make it a fucking fun ladder match, why not? Why not do that? That's what I would prefer. Again, if we get Braun AJ, that match will kick ass, and I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm a sucker for a ladder match, and it just seems like this is the perfect mix of guys and whatever to make it happen. I think you could do the 3, the Penta, Pete Dunne, Ludwig, AJ, Braun, and
Sheamus.
I've been pushing for Sheamus. I know he's been kind of whatever right now, but I still think that's the money match right there.
Here's the thing: you need to get all these guys together. I know we have a lot of time, and I like that they're building everyone. Like, building this 3, they're building those 2, and then maybe, you know, like you said, Sheamus gets added or whatever. So like,
Penta, Pete Dunne, and Ludwig are glued together now. Like, they're good.
so I like that, but we do need to eventually get all these guys together, make it make sense for, like, right now, like those 3. Like, yes, they're in like the division, whatever, but like, no one's mentioned the IC
Penta
title.
and Braun did have that slight like face off like 2 weeks ago.
That's true.
But it's like backstage stuff. I think like those subtle things are good to just plant seeds and like eventually be like, Penta comes out for Braun, like, oh, why is he doing this? Like, oh, they did have that backstage thing. So it's like they're starting to slowly. And then that leads to now there's the 3 in the ring. Now it's AJ, Braun, Penta in the ring. All of a sudden, you know, Ludwig comes out, and then Pete Dunne comes Sheamus has had an issue with Pete, Ludwig, and Braun. And it's like, hey, don't forget about me, type of thing. So yeah,
wait, that would fucking rock.
That 6-person match would be fucking awesome, dude.
Wow.
Oh man,
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll move on. I think, right? Yeah, we'll move on to little backstage segment with Jey Uso talking to Kathy Kelly, with a real just. So a couple things. One, I'm glad they did this backstage. Not this is like deserved, like, or is long enough to be like a in-ring thing, but I like that this was backstage, so the whole crowd wasn't chanting yeet between every single sentence that Jay said. Because there's been some promos where
it's like the new what?
Jay's saying it, and he'll kind of, you can see he gets annoyed. And sometimes, like, there's been one occasion where he's kind of said everyone, you know, you'd be like, hold on, chill, and kind of like stopped everyone. So anyway, he's backstage, hyping up, you know, the Gunther match, and Kathy's like, hey, you almost got your ass kicked out there. Great intensity. He says people have doubted me and he's underrated, and real underdog fiery promo. I thought this was great. It's what I want out of Jey Uso. It's very like reminiscent of Roman J Bill, where it's like, now I got to get you. Right. You know, like that intensity where, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we need that side out of Jey Uso. We do.
Roxanne Perez, the what I hope is the debuting on the main roster Roxanne Perez versus Raquel Rodriguez in the final Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier. Speaking of that, there was a really good promo for Roxanne that was what I thought was a real introductory promo to, like, you know, let the main roster audience.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
she was an NXT champion. She did this.
She's been featured the last few weeks, and now it's like, okay, guys, like, she's here for good.
That felt
permanent.
like the official call up, and I think it needs to be,
especially after this weekend. And we'll talk more about Vengeance Day and stuff.
I don't want to see. I mean, we can mention she took the pin at Vengeance Day, so I think
when she took the pin, and we'll talk about it more later. Like, me and Taylor were watching it, and I was like, she pinned. I was like, that's her call to the main roster. That was her call up right there.
And Taylor's like, what?
He was like, what does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean?
Who is that? Talking about? What are we watching?
What are we watching?
What the fuck is this? This isn't Love Island.
I just started. We'll talk about on the Patreon, but I just started Severance. I don't know if you heard it.
Oh, bro, I've heard amazing things about it.
I've only seen episode 1. So it's free on Amazon, but I have to buy fucking Apple TV to watch it.
Oh, it is on. That's with
I was trying to think of his name the other day.
He's in Step Brothers, the brother in Step.
He's in a bunch of things. He's in Parks and Rec.
Ben Stiller directs or produces the show. Yeah,
he directed episode 1 at least. I don't know if he directs every episode.
Okay.
We're gonna Eaten Alive. I swear, like, after that episode, I was trying to think of that guy's name without looking it up.
Oh my god, I know.
Parks and Rec, Step Brothers.
Him.
All right, I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. This is not Jason. What the fuck is his name?
Is it Jason? No,
I don't know.
So.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think of his.
I wouldn't think of his last name. I don't know what his last name is.
Fuck, I don't have it.
I'll say Jason. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, that's him.
Adam Scott. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have gotten
adjacent.
there. Wow.
Okay.
But anyway,
back to wrestling.
Promo was great. Or video package, I should say. This match was solid. It took a little bit to pick up and kind of feel each other out. My big takeaway here was, this is where Raquel shines in like a David Goliath sort of match.
I like the big superstar versus the smaller type of aspect,
and like to Raquel specifically, like that feels like her bread and butter.
Yeah,
like she's solid, like against like anyone or whatever, but like she can excel like with this type of match.
Yeah,
type.
For sure. I agree.
Roxanne also sells her fucking ass off.
She's amazing. So.
Fun match. It was really, like I said, it was really good seeing like. We don't see Raquel in this as much, which is kind of why like I'm emphasizing, I guess, like this is where she shined. Let's get more of this.
She's more than just a bodyguard.
Right.
She can hold her own.
And then we got to see like the still a heel, but like I guess Raquel's also a heel. This was like a weird kind of heel versus heel match.
Yeah, I guess people more on the side of Rock.
For sure.
I would say, but
regardless, this was great. Bianca and Naomi come down to attack Liv for revenge for what they assume she took out Jade. Also, the Bianca and Naomi's fits. Did I say Bianca and I get the?
I thought you said Bianca and Naomi, but their fits were fire.
Bianca and Naomi come down. Yeah.
It was what was it was
they're in these like cheerleader fucking fits.
What was the show it was from though? It was
was it a reference to a show?
Yeah, it was from something. It was with what the fuck is her name? Ime Udoka's ex. I know. She's a big.
What kind of show? Give me something. What kind of show?
I don't know what the show is, but it's like an older show. Fuck, what's
like
her
Friday
name?
Night Lights?
No, hold on. You keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
So Adam Scott is in some Severance.
Fuck.
But anyway, So they Bianca and Naomi come out. So my thing with the cheerleader outfits is like oftentimes there's mean cheerleaders and there's mean and evil cheerleaders.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking, that you know what I mean?
Okay.
Liv and Raquel run away. And we got Bianca and Naomi versus Liv and Raquel set for the tag titles next week.
Hold on a second. All right, I found the movie.
Bring It On.
It's called Bring It On, starring Kristen Dunst.
Isn't it a dancing movie?
I guess so. Yeah, Kirsten Dunst. Gabrielle Union, that's who I'm thinking of. That not Ime Udoka's ex-wife. This is Dwayne Wade's wife.
God, what are we talking? What are we on?
Yeah, I know. My mind's all over the place right now. I just need a Ime Udoka wife. Hold on. I just need a Nia Long is who I was thinking of. That's who I was thinking. But yeah, this is what the thing is.
Oh, and that's from what?
Bring It On.
Okay.
Yeah, going back to Bring It On. Bring It On. I just got the people mixed up. But
damn, I had no idea.
It was a reference to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's spot on, too.
I wouldn't have known
it.
unless I just looked it up.
Sure.
That's not something I just knew, but all right.
Wow.
Anyways.
So this was great. I mean, this accomplished a few things. One, you get Roxanne. I don't know if I even said it. Roxanne gets the dub. Roxanne moves on to qualify for the Elimination Chamber.
Absolutely.
Stacking that fucking card more and more.
That is going to be an insane chamber match, both of them.
And then you got some more of this Liv and Liv Raquel and whatever, which like. Obviously, I think we're gonna come down to like
they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. I think the reason. So those cheerleaders,
yes,
were they bad cheerleaders or good cheerleaders?
You know what? For the sake of this, let's say they were bad cheerleaders.
Because that's what I'm saying. If that squad was the mean squad, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Little Easter egg there.
Yeah. So we'll see with that, but I think it's gonna end up. Liv and Raquel are gonna prove their innocence after constantly getting beat down by Bianca and Naomi. Then it's it's gonna be one of the two.
There is the reports are Jade is either has or is reporting back to the performance center. So I know we've been waiting a long time, but hopefully we'll be getting some answers within the next few weeks.
Well, I guess that's why, and I didn't know. I don't think really anyone knew why we didn't see her in the Rumble because she was still injured, and B, it kind of gives an explanation of why they haven't been doing this story much.
She's been legitimately hurt.
They don't know when to bring her back.
People didn't know if she was actually hurt or was a part of a storyline, but now it's pretty conclusive that she was hurt.
Yeah. But Roxanne, seeing the chamber.
Yeah, and then next week we got a tag team title match too.
Yeah,
I think that's next week.
Bianca Naomi versus Liv Raquel for the titles next week.
Maybe Jade shows up then and costs Bianca Naomi or something like that. Maybe something happens.
Yeah,
they get distracted.
Something.
I don't know.
There's gonna be something. I think either that's when like they Liv and Raquel like we didn't do it, or you know.
Or I mean, Bianca and Naomi are in the chamber as well, so maybe something happens.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
too.
gonna be that's something.
Maybe
something
that's
crazy.
Maybe that's when something happens.
I'm excited for In the Chamber when like, you know, everyone's down, whatever, and it's just Bianca and Naomi standing, and they, you know, do a little just like, all right, and they, you know, like a friendly competition lockup sort of thing. That's gonna be sick.
Yeah, it will be.
One note I want to say about Roxanne, and this is a note specific to this match, but she showed it well in this match. She's like one of the best has the best facial expressions and being vocal in the ring, because when Raquel had her up for like this big, either it was a power bomb or a choke slam, whatever, Raquel was like, put me down. And just like good little details
things, yeah,
of a heel just being, you know, talking and being vocal, whatever, and like
really selling.
It's an underrated skill that like no one can do, and it's Roxanne. MJF is like the best. I was gonna say
MJF's
the best at it.
Yeah.
There's a couple other examples. It's mainly a heel thing, but it's really, really good. All right. Coming down to it here. Oh, we had a fantastic IYO SKY video package with her underwater, just hyping up her match with Rhea, saying, I respect Rhea Ripley. I'm coming for that title. I'm gonna punch my ticket to WrestleMania. I think you'll like this. I don't know if you thought this. I think that was a direct little reference to the Jeff Hardy Elimination Chamber magazine cover.
Didn't think of it at the moment, but now that you're saying it kind of do think that way. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This was fun. Like, I don't know how I tweeted this. I want to know the behind the scenes production of this. I want to know how they shot it. I want to know where they shot it.
That's some Netflix money right there.
It was so fucking cool. And again, we talked about IYO and Rhea. Hyped for the match. Excited for it. It should be at the Chamber. It should be at Mania. IYO needs to be at Mania.
IYO is going to be in the world title match at WrestleMania.
That's the thing.
It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen.
We're hyping up so many one-on-ones, like Jay Gunther's one-on-one. Right now, like, you know, the Cody Rhodes title picture is presumably one-on-one, but like that could end up being a triple threat. Right. So yeah, I think a lot of the matches we're being led down the road of one-on-ones, and then something will happen where, all right, the women's WWE Championship is a triple threat.
Yeah,
the
WWE
Championship
gets his favor from Paul. Whatever it may be.
I think we're gonna have a few multi-people.
And you know what? Like, that's fine. I think it's with the talent that you have on the roster and everyone that you can intertwine so many people. It's like you don't have to. Again, with the IC title match, you don't have to limit yourself to a one-on-one if it makes sense to add more people to the mix. Like with the Rhea and whoever wins the Chamber, it would make sense to add IYO to the match. Like, that's not like out of left field, let's just do it to do it. Like, you're building something towards something here. So I think they should take more advantage of that. Have more multi-person matches if it makes sense.
I'm really curious how they're gonna sneak IYO in.
I think that's the thing. I legitimately think it could be as easy as whoever wins the Chamber costs IYO the match on Raw. Yeah. And it's just like, I want that you fuck me. I've been fucked over multiple times.
You still deserve a clean,
exactly. And Rhea's a face enough, fighting a champion that will defend her belt against anyone. Maybe she's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just have a triple threat match.
You do deserve the match. I'll get you in there.
They don't have to overcomplicate it. Like, they could make it just as simple as that.
No, they have. Hey, we're looking at Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
If you're giving us that,
they don't need to overcomplicate
the world title match. Give us something.
All right, we got a little New Day promo, which I thought was a little long. It was fine. Yeah. The beginning was good. Like, they're talking their shit about Ray. Kofi says that he's like, I should be a locker room leader over Ray. I've been here longer.
Than Ray or something like that.
Yeah, I've had more titles. I never left. This was fine. It definitely went a little long. And then LWO of Dragon Lee, Walking Wild, and...
Oh, fuck.
Come on, you know it. It's Dragon Lee, Walking Wild, and...
Oh, why are you putting me on the spot right now?
Come on, I need you here.
I'm tapping out. Can I use my phone a friend on this one? And... Oh, you don't even know. I thought.
No.
I thought
Nope.
you had it, and you were just gonna try to have.
No,
me
I
get
was really,
serious.
really hoping for a bailout. To be honest.
No, I was hoping for a bailout.
But so anyway, they come out, attack the New Day without Rey Mysterio injured or whatever. And I don't know, what are we doing? LWO versus New Day or something?
Cruz del Toro.
Fuck.
Cut around it. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Something
with Ray.
It's just kind of what we're doing here. I don't know. LWO versus New Day. I don't know what's going on. Ray and Dragon Lee versus New Day at Mania. I don't know.
Another instance where I think we could have a multi-person, multi-tag team match at Mania for the belts, maybe. I don't know. You got War Raiders, you got New Day.
Yeah.
I think eventually you got to put the belts on New Day because like you have to capitalize on this heel
100%.
heat and stuff. And like I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I can see it starting to drag on a tiny bit just because I feel like their promos each week is just it's the same thing, but just about different people.
They're running out of material.
Like this time they targeted Ray and get it. They attacked him last week, LWO, that's fine. But to me, it's just, it really is getting a little bit repetitive, or we're getting to the point where it's getting repetitive. And I don't want it to get to that point.
I don't disagree.
You got to strike when it's hot. Not saying you have to put the belts on them right away, but start a program.
At least let's get some match. Like they finally got their
They've
win
had one
last
match.
week.
What did they? One or two matches since they've done all this?
I would even say one.
Maybe one. I don't even like. They need to start putting them in more matches and just capitalize on the heel. That's it.
It seemed like they've been just given like, oh, we have 5 minutes to kill. Go cut a heel promo.
And it's cool.
You know?
Like they get the heel heat every week and stuff. Like that's not going away. It's just give us something new. That's all. That's all.
Like I said, I didn't. Like LWO came out to like fight him and like whatever, but like. I don't know. This promo wasn't, or like I said, the beginning of the promo was good, lost a little steam, and then LWO comes out, and it's like, what are we leading to here?
Yeah, exactly.
Main event time, baby.
Event.
We got Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Oh, God bless
in
him.
a really fun match.
It was a great match.
It really, I mean, the pacing was gradual, and that second half, like when they came out of that last commercial, fucking fire.
Whether it's 2016 or 2025, they can put on a barn burner, that's for sure.
Seth targeted Finn Balor's leg a lot. Finn started to look at Seth's ribs.
Hit him with a pedigree for like 2 minutes.
Finn hit a pedigree out the gate, and I don't know if you he didn't let go of his arms.
Oh no, that was a good. That's how a pedigree should be. Give Finn that move. Give him the pedigree.
That was an OG Triple H pedigree. He did not let go of his.
That was before
arms.
They told Triple H, "Hey man, you might paralyze someone if you don't let go of their arms."
That was crazy.
Better than any Seth Rollins pedigree that he's ever done in his life.
Controversial spot here. There was maybe a late kick. People are blaming the ref. This was not the ref's fault.
No, it was Finn. Finn fell asleep.
The ref is supposed to. The ref's doing their job. And they I think they do know, to my knowledge, at this point, they do know the result.
Yeah.
But like, they can't just fucking, if you don't kick out, they can't just stop the count. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, it's one of those things where it's either just goes with it, whatever, and it's like, I get they've done that in the past, so you play off of it. Like, but that is Finn's fault.
It's Finn's fault.
Fault. He fell asleep and that, whatever. Maybe he just mistimed it or something or whatever. People are like, oh, maybe he didn't see it because of Seth's hair, his hand was blocked. I'm like, well, I don't think it's a visual thing.
It's like a visual thing.
2.
Yeah, you hear the shit.
You know what I mean?
It's why they count. Like, if you would ever notice, it's why they count like right next to your head.
And like, granted, like you're in a crowd of 15,000 people. I'm sure it's loud in there. It's tough. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, but like in that case, like. Whose fault it is, it's not the ref's fault. That's all I'm saying.
We're not saying like it was Finn's fault. Fuck you, Finn.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just saying like
in the case of whose fault it was,
just happened to be his fault.
100%.
And it's just like it's an unfortunate mistake.
Happens. Look what happened with Damien and Seth a few months, or almost a year ago. God,
crazy.
Yeah, like Damien didn't kick out, and there was a whole. I feel like this happens to Seth a lot. Seth is, Seth is a denominator. Yeah, but in this case, Finn just. Forgot.
Finn kicked out late. Instantly commentators like 2 3/4.
Yeah.
Kicked
Seth
out.
was just like, what?
Crowd was booing. Whatever. And it looked like Seth It looked like Seth was talking to the ref a little bit. My guess is like Seth went like, "Hey, don't worry about it." Or he gave him a heads up because to play to the crowd, which this was a perfect way to just roll off it, move on, whatever. It gave the ref a suck it. Which was perfect.
Yeah, the little things like that.
Because you need to, You need to get past that moment. And the crowd's already hot. The crowd's already booing the ref. That's why I think like Seth like said something to the ref like, "Hey, let's lean in." Gave him a suck it. That popped the crowd. That they and then boom, we can move on. It was perfect.
That's wrestling nowadays.
Because the whole crowd was also chanting "Ref, you suck," which was very unwarranted.
We all can peek behind the curtains now. We know, what wrestling is and shit. We know accidents happen. Shit's never going to be always perfect and stuff. So it's like at the end of the day, we have to understand that this can happen. Can it take away from the match in that moment? Sure. I think the same thing could be said when the Seth Damian thing happened, but like in the grand scheme of things, we're not going to remember this in a month.
But that's why
next week.
That's why I'm also praising the save, like coming off it, doing the suck it, and then going into
the ref. That's not. He doesn't deserve that.
And I think like even after the match, I think I saw Seth I think he either shook the ref's hand or he said something to the ref. Probably another reassuring whatever.
Yeah.
Which I thought was Seth handled it in a very professional way.
Yep.
But anyway, let's see. Where am I? Hit him with a suck it, pop the crowd, move on. Okay. Whatever move they were doing to end the match, a real smooth counter into a stomp. The end of the match, 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor cannot get a win. What is he, 1-7?
God bless him. Yeah, 1-7.
Is it 1-7 on the year? 1-7 in title matches?
Singles match, singles matches this year, or his last 8 singles matches, whatever it was.
Seth Rollins advances over Finn Balor to the Elimination Chamber. Not the wrong pick, but it's tough to just see. It's tough for Finn.
I feel like we've talked about this a lot recently.
Probably every week.
No, it's why? Seth is the correct pick here. I'm picking Seth over anybody you put him up against to get to the chamber.
Yep.
Why did it have to be Finn?
It didn't need to be Finn.
I get it. You're giving him the match, the main event, the opportunity,
it's a great match.
But God, if he's not gonna win, what are we doing? He main evented against Damian a few weeks ago, and he lost that. It's I don't get why the issue is with Finn.
A little of me was expecting
screwy
punk or someone cost Seth.
Dom,
and then,
maybe him and Judgment Day is all in fucking whatever's going on there.
Even costing Finn would have maybe been better.
Or maybe Dom tried to help him and it cost him, and then boom, you start Finn.
Aleister Black comes out as the new Judgment Day member.
And anything, dude.
Cost Finn.
I feel for Finn.
I don't know what's going on.
I feel for Finn because it's I'm still optimistic that he'll have he can once he separates from the Judgment Day. 2027 is right around the corner.
Yep.
He signed a 5-year deal, so he's locked
exactly.
in. It's just we're getting to a point, and it's I feel like we've had this conversation, or people have been talking about this, but it gets to a point where a superstar loses their credibility.
For sure.
And it's not his fault. It's just look at the booking that he's been involved in. And God bless him for being the guy to put guys over and being a true professional. Because he could be a fucking, no, I'm one of the best in the world. I don't deserve this, and stand up for himself. But he does what he's asked to do. And I hope to God he's rewarded one day. Guys like him, Kevin Owens, these guys deserve those world title runs that we've been wanting from them for the last 8 to 9 years. And I just want Finn to be credible. I think we can do that again, but it's not going to be an overnight thing now because Triple H has been fucking burying him and burying him. And Finn's one of his boys. He brought him into NXT. It's surprising that
he's the one being buried. So you would think
that he's a guy that gets, maybe has a leg up over someone else. But Triple H, man, I mean, fuck, man. I just want Finn Balor to be successful again. That's all.
And again, you see this match, and you see how Finn performs. It's
why is he always losing?
So he's still in 2025 one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
Word.
Let's have lose the last 7 matches.
It's crazy.
Makes no sense.
He should have beat Damian in that. He should have beat Damian
in that match. Get him the fuck out of Judgment Day right now. Literally get him the fuck out of Judgment Day. Give him 3 months off. Send him home. Get more tattoos. Whatever you want to do. Keep working out.
Every time I see him, he has something new on his arm. Every
time I see him, he has 1% less body fat. He has another new tattoo. Give him some time. Build back up, and then boom, start the push, because he's just in a tough spot right now, man.
Because you have a lot of directions you can. Because for a while I was convinced, and I'm not unconvinced necessarily, that the match at Mania was Dom versus Finn.
Sure,
that kind of feels like
that would make sense.
Mentor mentee. I've outgrown you, whatever.
2-3 years in the making, you could say. They've been together since 2022.
But also, and this is like way speculating, but like I think you and I and a lot of other people are, now they're teasing a new Judgment Day member. Dom wants to bring someone in. Could be the returning, of course, Miro.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the newest member of Judgment Day, Miro.
Aleister Black. And like the story's perfect there, which again, Finn would lose this match. But the feud is perfect where you get Aleister Black comes in, wants to take over the Judgment Day. You fight because Finn's like kind of the de facto leader.
Sure.
There's no leader, but he's the leader.
Yeah.
Then you get Finn, Aleister Black for Judgment
Carlito
Day.
Isn't the leader?
Right. Carly, as they call him. And then you can have Finn, Aleister fight for the Judgment Day. Unfortunately, Finn would lose that match. But we do want Finn away from Judgment Day.
In that case,
it takes him away.
Exactly.
Takes him away, and he gets away from Judgment Day.
If this build-up is him getting kicked out of Judgment Day and whatever, he has to eat one more loss. If that's the last loss we have to see from him, send him away for a few months.
Right, then sure.
Okay, I'll sacrifice one more loss, but then that's it. Then I'm up to fucking here with it. He can't be losing anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what's going on.
It just sucks, man. Like
I had someone, friend of the pod, friend of the show, Keith from Widowmaker.
Shout out Keith.
He DM'd me. It was like he's like Finn's my favorite. He's like, what the fuck are we doing with Finn? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
He had such a good start to the match. We can go on for fucking hours, but like it's just a shame how he started off so hot in 2016 and like.
Oh, I was like 2015. You mean?
No, I think 2016. When on the main roster.
I thought you said 2026. In my head, I was like, it might have said 2026. Sorry.
2026 is his
year. And then
year.
in my head, I said 2025.
No, because
I'm 10 years behind.
Like when he got fucking brought up, it's like he beat Roman Reigns. He beat someone else in Roman Reigns his first night, then wins the Universal belt, and then he never sniffs a world championship again. How does that happen?
I've never seen one injury derail is a strong word. He's still featured and he's still on TV,
but
whatever.
I mean,
in terms that main event championship, whatever. I've never seen an injury derail someone's career more. I'm sure there's answers, whatever.
Sure, but man,
this isn't a quiz. Everyone in the chat's gonna be like, well, actually, in 1997, so and so got injured and he never won the world title. Who gives a shit?
In this case, just Finn, man. It's tough, man. I feel for him, but. At the same time, I mean, he's still on TV every week and featured, I guess.
That's like the bare minimum. Like, okay, at least he's not like
on catering,
right? Yeah. But let's get some more wins. I agree. He should be in the world. I mean, like, imagine like the world title picture we have right now, and like look at like the Elimination Chamber. Take fucking Logan Paul out and put Finn in there.
Oh my god,
like
man.
Finn should be standing with Seth, Cody, Cena,
because all these guys
Drew.
have feuds along the way. Whatever. Him and Damian had a thing. Him and Seth had a thing. Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
All right. To wrap up that before we move on to SmackDown and the rest, I just want to put pen to paper. This is what we have for the final lineups for the Elimination Chamber matches. The women's match: Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Bayley.
Fire.
Whoa.
Fire.
Whoa,
so
boy.
Fire. That's stacked.
Yeah, it's really, really crazy. I mean, this so like you have Liv finally on her own.
Yep.
You got Naomi and Bianca. The returning Alexa is super, super hot right
Bayley,
now.
Roxanne,
Bayley's the veteran.
Liv,
you have
Alexa.
That story.
You could tease something.
Roxanne's gonna do some crazy shit off the pod.
You could see some Wyatt Six stuff with Alexa because there was another tease on SmackDown with them. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
The men's after last night is looking like CM Punk, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, and Damian Priest.
Can I say something really quick about this?
Please.
Not me about this match, but what I'm seeing online. People are saying there's a big elephant in this match.
A little bit.
Listen, guys, we need to stop disrespecting Damian Priest. Oh, you think I'm talking about Logan Paul?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
People, I don't understand how quickly and why people have been shitting on Damian Priest the last few weeks. He's been getting so much hate on the internet.
Hey, where was everyone 2 years ago with me, huh?
Bro, is he gonna fucking win this match? No, I don't think he. I think he has the sixth best odds to win this. But to discredit him and act like he's not a former world champion or has been in the mix for the world title for the last year, he's not a guy that's he's not credible. He's very credible. I don't think he's gonna win, but come on, I don't think he's a bad guy to be in the match.
Hey, I was a Damian Priest hater before.
You
it was
were
cool.
You
and
were.
And the funny thing is,
now
now
you're on
I'm
his
not.
side. Now
I've been
we're
on his
defending him.
side.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I've just
do I think he should be in the chamber? No, it should be Jacob Fatu.
See, my defense to that is
here we go.
Well, he's gonna get pinned. He shouldn't be pinned in the chamber. You have to hold off on that.
But somewhat, Cena's gonna get pinned. Punk's gonna get pinned. Drew's gonna get pinned. Seth's gonna get pinned. You know what I mean?
One of them has to win though. Jacob Fatu should not be pinned. I think he shouldn't be pinned for a while. I think if someone's gonna pin him, it should be Roman or I don't know, someone else. I don't think he should be pinned to get eliminated in an elimination chamber.
But would you rather him not get pinned, or would you rather have the joy of seeing Jacob Fatu run crazy in a chamber?
I think I'd have a lot of joy seeing that.
Three people can attack. They can beat him down.
That's true.
To get pinned.
That's
you know what I mean?
true.
There's workaround. More so what I'm coming from, and I'm hyping it. That was me being funny. I was hyping it up. My take on Jacob Fatu being in it is Logan Paul and Damian are in it. Mm-hmm. Logan Paul is going to do a cool jump, or he's going to hang from the shit. Whatever. Does he deserve to be in this? Absolutely not. I really don't think so. Which is kind of why I thought your point was going there's an outlier, there's a sneak in here, and that was Logan.
Sure.
I am also surprised to see the Damian hate, but man, Jacob in it would have been. And I get you're doing Jacob solo, you're building to that, but I think Jacob deserved it over Damian. I really do.
Yeah.
It's an old argument, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just think I don't want to we don't have to keep revisiting it and stuff. I just think it's smart to keep him away from a situation where he might lose some credibility. Because even if you have everyone beat down on him and stuff like that, it's he'll run wild, that's great. But the second I see because they'll have someone fucking Logan pin him or some shit.
All right, if that
or Damian, if that happens, then it's
I'm with you on that.
That's not.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, you're just ruining the guy's hype for that. You know what I mean?
I think there would have the way to protect him and this is all hypothetical. He's not even in the match.
Thing. That's where I'm coming from.
It's at least you have a CM Punk, Cena, Drew, Seth.
Right.
Where it's if Seth hits him with 5 stomps and you get a Jacob pin, we're good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we're
good.
I get it.
But if Logan Paul hits him with one lucky punch, and
the brass knuckles,
pins Jacob Fatu, I'm with you there.
That's unforgivable. I'd turn off the program if that happened. I don't know. Me personally, I'm more so protecting Jacob, so that's why I'm okay with him not being in the match.
That's all. I also just wanted to argue.
It would be more exciting to have him over Damian, 1,000%. There's no question about it.
That's all right. That's
no question.
That's my only point.
No question.
Like I said, I only kind of just wanted to argue. People, I saw.
You said you were in a mood today.
I'm in a mood today, and I also saw a comment of it was these guys always fucking agree. So I was I want to disagree on something.
Yeah, I think we should actually start fighting more. I think that'll really spice things up. No, we just have a few weeks before we have to do predictions. I think next podcast we do. Actually, is it next podcast? It is next podcast.
Yeah, March 1st.
Yeah. Because it's a shortened month. It's a shortened month.
Right, February is 28 days.
Yeah, 28 days. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
shortest month.
The 1st is on the Saturday, so yeah, we have a week.
Wow,
crazy!
Next week predictions. Wow, yeah, I thought we had a couple weeks. That's fun.
This month is flying.
Something to look forward to. It's exciting.
Yeah. It's exciting.
So yeah, check out next week for. This isn't the end of this show, but yeah, next week chamber predictions. Be on the lookout. I thought I had one more thing on this chamber. Regardless, to finish up that Damian Priest take. Yeah, I am. What I'm not arguing about is, I've been seeing Twitter used to be Damian Priest defense squad.
Now it's
and I'm surprised to see, I'm seeing more
fickle.
I'm seeing more Damian. I'm seeing more anti-Damian in the chamber than I am anti-Logan in the chamber.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
I think 'cause it's the entertainment aspect of Logan. It's he's going to do some cool shit, whether you like him or not. But it's people have been, people Damian hasn't been pinned since October. This is bullshit. I'm that's bullshit. I was that gives him more credibility of being in the elimination chamber. You know what I mean?
To your point too, again, to go against like I said, I do think that or I do believe I would have liked to see Jacob in it. But to the credit of Damian, he is a former world champion. So it's people saying he's the outlier. he's with former world champions as a former world champion and Logan Paul. Shit, Finn. I mean, imagine this match with Finn Balor replacing Logan.
I'm with you.
Holy shit.
I'm with you.
Oh, and then you have Logan, and then you can like as much as they want to revisit
Logan just
Damian
go
Finn.
in anyway, like go in the match and take someone out.
Add a 7, whatever.
Do that instead.
Yeah,
they're addicted to having Logan Paul in these matches. They love it.
And again, I guess he's gonna do the viral. He's hanging off the fucking thing, and like it's gonna be viral. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be whatever.
Cool,
and it's gonna be cool. I'm not even denying it's not gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not denying it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's interesting. With all that said, though. Nitpicking the participants or whatever.
Yep.
All-timer lineup regardless.
This could be the best Elimination Chamber match ever.
It's fucking.
It could very well.
That you have CM Punk and I'll even just leave it at CM Punk and John Cena together in 2025 in a fucking elimination chamber. What are you, crazy?
I'm gonna have to have someone. I'm gonna have to have someone call and do a wellness check on me if the match ends with CM Punk and John Cena one-on-one for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna need to have like my Apple Watch on to check my heart rate every few seconds.
This is gonna be a because we're on the topic. We'll move on, but this is gonna be a probably part of the predictions next week. But off the top of your head right now, who's starting?
I don't know if we're gonna have Cena start. I don't know.
I'm
if
gonna
we're gonna
go
have old man Cena start. Oh, Punk Seth. Give it to them.
Good one.
Just give it to them. You could have done it at the Rumble, having them two start. Give it to the Chamber. Why not?
I was gonna go with like kind of a boring start, so you can get like you wait for Punk, you wait for Cena.
Logan,
so I'm thinking Logan, Damian, even like Damian Drew.
Honestly, you should have Logan start. Make him fucking work for it.
I'm into that.
Give him a long run. You know what I mean? Have him in. You could do. Oh, Drew Punk would be a fucking crazy start too. Imagine Logan Cena starting. People don't want Logan Cena, but they're saying like, oh, that could be a rumored match. Just have them do their thing at the Chamber and then be done with it.
God, they haven't really been hyped. Like the fact that we're gonna revisit Punk and Drew in this match is great. Which like something that I haven't seen much talk about that.
Dude, Punk Cena, Punk Drew, Punk Seth are all big feuds.
Yep.
Whether it's the last 10 years, the last year.
Yep.
Cena Punk, Cena Seth have a thing. You could the other two guys, whatever. And there's so many connections here, dude. There's so many fucking connections.
Damian cashed in on Drew.
Yeah, even like Damian Seth because they had the match. Damian Drew
for sure.
There's so much.
And then you got Logan.
And you got Logan. and you got Logan. I mean, him and Seth had a WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
They did have something. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right. Whoa, wow.
All right, admittedly, I'm going to piss my pants right now. So you talk about SmackDown. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Go ahead. We're going to start off with a lot of this. SmackDown we're brushing over, so a lot of it went into Raw. But we had Naomi going over Chelsea Green to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. We were talking about Trish Stratus' involvement already. So we already talked about this, so we can skip over this, which is, it's good that Dante's in the bathroom, so we can kind of, we already said our piece about, are we getting Trish Stratus versus Chelsea one-on-one in Toronto? Are we getting, I think we need a tag match is what I'm thinking. I'm sure Trish can go, but like, you always kind of want to protect the legend or the veteran and like, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Trish could be on top of her game. She probably is. I don't doubt it. But I see Trish, Tiffy, because Tiffy isn't. What's Tiffy doing with the fucking title? She's not on Elimination Chamber on the card defending the title. So put her in this. If we're not getting Rhea, if we're getting Rhea on fucking the Monday after, so that's exciting. We're getting some Trish Stratus stuff, and then controversial. LA Knight defeats The Miz to become the number one contender for Shinsuke Nakamura's U.S. title. I'm curious. I think Dante and I are going to be on the same page. Surprise about Shinsuke's title reign. Man, we were really riding for Shinsuke, and you know me. Shinsuke is my guy, dude. I fucking love Shinsuke. I can't even really gloss over the fact that man, this title reign's been unfortunate, and it's not Shinsuke's fault. It's definitely writing, creative, and SmackDown, whatever. But man, it's been disappointing. Now, are they just putting do we just put it back on LA Knight? It's probably what it's gonna be. I don't know. And not to cause up a whole stir, we gotta put some respect on the Miz's name. I'm not getting into it. We gotta put some respect on the Miz's name. Yeah.
Oh my
Get
God.
in here.
Oh my God. Talking about Finn Balor just made me fucking run to the bathroom
And drinking 2 cans of Celsius before 11 a.m. also makes me
that's
pee a
number
lot.
2?
I'm wired up right now.
I can tell.
I'm wired up. What are we talking about? The Miz?
I kind of, we already talked about like the Trish Stratus stuff, so I just kind of, caught up on that, whatever. But LA Knight going over Miz, I kind of said that where, Shinsuke's title reign has been unfortunately very disappointing.
Why you say that?
We love Shinsuke, but it's been tough.
No, it's been terrible.
Are they just reverting back to putting it back on LA Knight? We have LA Knight defeating The Miz, become number 1 contender.
I mean, honestly, at this point, why not?
Me calling The Miz good was a real controversial take, apparently. I don't know if you saw any of that.
No, I didn't actually.
No, you didn't?
No, I did not. People don't like you defending The Miz.
Bro. I hate... I'm not even going to talk about it. I really do hate making part of this podcast. Just, I'll speak for myself. Me just defending stuff I say on Twitter. It's like I'll post something on Twitter at the beginning of the week, and I fight on Twitter, and then I come to the podcast and be like, "Listen, I don't like doing that. I don't like that's part of the podcast." So, but to brush on and move past that, The Miz. You gotta put some respect on The Miz. He is a 2-time Grand Slam champion.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
There's no first, second ballots in wrestling, but he is like without a question a Hall of Famer.
He revitalized the IC championship. He's always so consistent.
One of the best on the mic of this generation.
There was some people's arguments where it's like, sure, he's a good worker, he's safe, he's dependable, he's this, but he's not good. It's like, okay, well, you just list the 6 things that make him good, but
that doesn't make too much sense. Listen, has The Miz been featured or has been prominent as he was in years past? No, he hasn't, but that doesn't mean that he's bad. It just means he's not booked. That's all. That's all it is.
That's all it is. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to make it about Twitter.
But anyway, listen, I just Shinsuke Nakamura, just get the belt off him at this point. I feel bad, but actually I don't feel bad.
Or at the bare minimum, have some fucking U.S. title matches and give him some damn wins.
Yeah, I mean, just give him some matches.
I don't know
when this his first title defense?
I believe so. I think so.
Is this his first match since winning?
Also might be.
I'm being dead serious.
I don't think it might be. I don't know.
Is it? Are we missing something?
Unless he had like something short.
So forgettable. Yeah, it's probably it could have been something very forgettable.
But so it looks like we're getting LA Knight versus Shinsuke for the US title. Don't know, like, are they going to save this till Mania? Are we doing this on I could see this happening on a SmackDown.
This should be the main event of SmackDown next week and just give him the fucking belt and move on to Mania and then set up whatever you got to set up.
I'm still going to root for Shinsuke. But not because like I like LA Knight. LA Knight's fine. He had a better title run than Shinsuke has had.
Hindsight 2020. If it leads to Shinsuke showing up more and being featured more and having more matches, then sure, I'm okay with him winning. But at this point, I don't see. And
it's also like, what are we doing for Mania? Because like you have LA Knight around, you have The Miz like snooping around. If Shinsuke drops it to LA Knight before Mania, like what do we do it? Like I mean, a multi-man match is the answer.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say this is another instance of like you shouldn't just
Andrade Carmelo.
Yeah, you shouldn't just leave it to a 1-on-1 match. First of all, Nakamura, like I love him, but a 1-on-1 match at WrestleMania with that belt could be the worst match of the night, or depending on who he's going up against, or at least the least cared about match, I should say. Not the worst match.
I would say one above Sami carrying.
It's gonna be close to me. It would be close to me. But anyways, yeah, we'll see what they do with the title. Right now, it's not doing much.
I mean, like if you have LA Knight, Miz, Shinsuke, Carmelo, Andrade, that's a pretty good looking ladder match. You know what I mean?
Hey,
or
listen,
whatever.
If we're doing a 6-person for Intercontinental belt, do a 6-person for the United States and have night 1, night 2. Boom, there you go.
What do we got? We got Tiffany Stratton retaining against Nia Jax. Saw a match. Nia Jax, we say it every week, but improving more and more every week. This came from a disqualification via Candice LeRae. Charlotte Flair comes out. This is the real kind of big talking point. Charlotte Flair comes out as Tiffany's beat down, whatever, sits down the chair, and just in a real like maniacal sort of like slow voice,
Tiffy,
basically.
Wake up, Tiffy.
Crazy. I thought that was
Tiffy time.
I thought that was money. Charlotte chooses Tiffany. We're getting Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton for the women's WWE World. Which one is it? World Championship.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. Women's World Championship.
No, Rhea has the world.
This is just a WWE Championship.
I think I made that mistake earlier, but Rhea has the world. Tiffany has the WWE.
It'll be a good match. Unfortunately, Charlotte will probably win, but
that's
what I'm thinking.
I think there's a
It should be. I would love for Tiffany to get the big win, but I'm just looking at it. She's the newcomer. It's Charlotte.
I think I keep on gaslighting myself into like, well, like, you know, it would Tiffany has a chance. Maybe Charlotte is gonna put over the newcomer and whatever. But also, I think Charlotte wants that 16, wants that 17, wants that 18.
Charlotte's gonna win this match, and we're either gonna start building towards that 16 thing, or she's gonna hold the belt for the next 2 years and and be unbeaten. One of those two things.
Yeah,
could be both. I don't know.
I'm leaning. I think they really. If I had my guess, she loses it the next day and then wins it the day after to get just like to tie her.
Well,
dad,
honestly, like they should if they're gonna do this, like they should wait till Cena's done, because I think like the whole story with Cena's retirement is him getting 17. If you start doing with Charlotte, I think you're kind of watering down Cena, you know. So maybe like wait. 2026 is the year.
So what's
Charlotte's
Charlotte
year.
at 14?
14.
So she'll get 15 at 41.
And then you could wait a little bit. I mean, you can fucking hold off for a year or two or whatever and then get to it. Do I want her to do it? No, but she will. So
I hope they just stop at like tie Rick.
Well, the
tie
issue
Rick and have Cena at 17.
The issue is like we'll look back in history and be like, oh, look at all these 3-week title reigns that she had when she was just going back and forth with Sasha for like 3 months.
Yeah,
literally, Sasha couldn't beat her at a pay-per-view. And then Charlotte would win every pay-per-view, lose the title on Raw, and then they'd have another pay-per-view match where Sasha would win it back.
Yeah.
It was just hot potato for like a good year. So it's like,
gotta stack those
John
numbers.
Cena, you can say this. I mean, he's had a few of those reigns like that too, but I don't know. She'll have the 16, 17 at some point, but we're gonna look back and be like, yeah, she only had like 1 or 2 reigns that were like really long. The other ones were just very quick, you know.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Regardless, though, Tiffany Charlotte is a money match at Mania.
Ass.
I'm excited for it,
big time.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not expecting a Tiffany win, but I would be over the moon for it. I don't think it's a 0% chance.
It's not zero.
It's not looking too
not
good.
0, but it's not looking good.
We're getting DIY versus Pretty Deadly this week for the tag team titles.
Cool. I like that.
I'm rooting for Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, I like
Pretty
that.
Deadly
Have them in the
this
mix.
Dubsky. And then we got Damian Priest defeating Braun. Oh, wait, we already talked about this to qualify for Elimination Chamber.
That was a fun match. I thought it was a fun match.
I mean, Jacob is just a fucking
he's a motherfucker,
ball,
bro.
dude.
He is a
It's
motherfucker,
crazy.
dude. He is fucking nuts.
That I'm not gonna say anything crazy, but like as a Jeff Hardy fan, how'd you like that Swanton?
Unbelievable.
Oh,
unbelievable.
It's a good looking Swanton.
Dude, he does.
Holy shit.
He was made in a laboratory. He was machine made. That guy does things that no person of his size
It's
should be able to
fucking
do.
nuts.
And he was doing that stuff when he was like 50, 70 pounds heavier.
Oh yeah, it's not
he
new.
Slimmed down
yeah.
a ton, and he just got better because he's skinnier now. He was doing this shit for so long. Nuts. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember
nuts.
like a year and a half, 2 years ago when like he was getting hot on the indie scene. I think there was a clip of him in whatever promotion. It might have been ROH. I don't know. Not ROH, ROW. Of him hitting the double springboard moonsault, you know, or like the leg, whatever the fuck that's called. And yeah, like you said, he was way heavier, but he was still so fucking fast.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. All right, we'll move on to some notes about NXT Vengeance Day.
This was a fun card.
It's a fun card.
It was a fun event.
I admittedly I didn't see. I only caught the second half.
Okay.
I did miss the first half, but we got Stephanie Vaquer. God, Vaquer.
I think it's Vaquer. Vaquer or Vaquer? Vaquer.
Oh, it might be Vaquer. Stephanie.
I think it's
no. I think it's Vaquer.
I think it's Vaquer. No, I think you were right. I think you were right.
Stephanie Vaquer. It's gonna be like. Well, actually, it's vacuum.
It's Stephanie Vacuum Cleaner.
Stephanie Vaquer defeats Fallon Henley to become the new Women's North American Champion.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. That wasn't a shock.
Steffi.
Yeah, it's her time.
Fired up.
Her and Julia at this current moment after she wins were both champs. So I think that's something we expected to see for a little bit.
Obafemi retains the NXT title against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. This was fun.
This was a fun match.
It was like kind of dumb, but it was like kind of fun.
It's like you have the team, you know, they're trying their best to take out Oba, and then you know like Grayson Waller pulled the ref out when Theory was about to pin him. So there's screwy stuff there. The finish, he stunned stunned Theory. It was a fun match. It was fun. It was really cool.
I thought that was real smooth. How I don't know how they got that so smooth, like doing the finisher
Yeah. It was a nice finish.
But this was cool. I mean, Obafemi looks like a monster. Looks like a fucking beast.
Yes.
He's gonna have the title forever.
For
but
a
this
while.
was, I honestly, they probably should just. I wish they made just like. I get like Waller and Theory are like gonna break up, and they've had their like their tiffs here. Low key probably should have been a handicap match.
Yeah,
but whatever. What are you gonna do?
It's funny because like for months it's like we started teasing the breakup. Then the last few months it's kind of like simmered down, and then
it's been real on and off.
As soon as they show up in NXT, it's like, oh, are they gonna split? Are they gonna split? Like HBK was like, oh, remember when they hated each other? Or they're gonna split? I got you guys.
We're getting it eventually.
We have to,
I just don't know.
I mean, that's the night one main event right there. Theory versus
Waller Theory, the blow off match, the grudge match,
Yep.
the unsanctioned match.
Years in the making.
But and then in between here, before we get to the main event, we got this new faction. Do we have a name?
So they showed up out because you said you missed the first half, right?
Yeah, they showed up twice, right?
Yes. So I don't know if they have a name yet.
Not to my knowledge.
I've been calling them Timu Shield,
Right,
and people do not like that. People are saying that. People are like, you're just shitting on them without them doing anything. I'm like, I'm not shitting on anyone.
It's a joke.
They look exactly like the Shield.
Was when I saw them. Like I said, I missed the first half. When I saw them come out during the the second half, they came out through the crowd.
They have the mask. They have all black. They look like the Shield.
It's very reminiscent.
Their move was a power bomb, which it was different. They threw him, which was awesome.
And
that was fire.
There's
four of them. It's different, but they look like we just bought the Shield, added one more member, and this is what showed up.
I guess like just to a little bit of credit is like if you're having a faction that's like we're coming in and we're running shit and whatever, how much more can you really do than like wear all black and have masks, you know? So it's
I agree. I love the presentation of them. Yeah. I'm just saying they remind me of the Shield, but just a lesser version. That's all I said. But yeah, I think it adds something to the show because they've been teasing it for a few weeks. Just kind of like adding an unpredictability thing, like because they're all younger guys,
right?
And all these guys, I think, recently like got their names because I did a bunch of trademarks over the last few weeks. And I think it's all these guys. So it's all these young guys. They have a chip on their shoulders, just like the Shield when they debuted back in 2012. So I think it's I think it could be well done if HBK puts them in the right direction. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. I mean, I always love a debut. I love a shield. I love a faction.
Them showing up twice was sick. It was like cool. They show up for the tag team, like, oh, what the fuck, and then them showing up again, like, all right, they mean business. Yeah, I like that.
It was very cool. Yeah, I guess like I don't know anything about these guys from the little research I did. I think like 3 of them are straight off the indies, and 1 I think is from. Either like was on NXT a little bit, or he's from the Performance Center, or like something.
Yeah,
like
one
that.
of them I know has been featured on NXT, or like was a part of something, whatever. But I'm not too familiar with all of them. No.
But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, tonight, depending on when this is coming out, if it's on Tuesday or Wednesday, but NXT tonight, I'm sure we'll get we'll get something.
Yeah, we're gonna get a contract signing on NXT tonight too.
Oh yeah, it's the what is that?
His name
Ricky.
His name that whoa, we don't know yet.
We don't know
what his name is yet. They're definitely saving it for him to be like.
It's so funny how they're just not saying his name.
I love it.
They previewed it like last night on Raw, like, and the newest guy.
And the music, they won't even announce it. Yeah, it'll be a cool contract signing.
People are speculating Pretty Ricky. Which isn't crazy.
It's just got to be Ricky. So he's got to keep his name.
Ricky Starks is I don't know. Like I don't know. I admit I don't think AEW.
I don't think it's trademarked.
To my knowledge, I don't think AEW has it. Who knows?
He could just be Starks.
Yeah,
making his way to the ring.
Rick
Stark.
Main event time. Julia retains against Bayley, Roxanne Perez, and Cora Jade.
Fire match.
I had a good time.
Bayley was the MVP of that match, bro. She
Bayley
was
did great.
All over the place. She looked amazing. Also, CM Punk gave her flowers on Instagram, but she fucking was on NXT. She was at the All-Star game. Then she flew the next night from the Bay all the way to DC for this. All-timer Bayley, man. She is one of the GOATs. Shout out to her. But yeah, this match was awesome. I think all 4 looked great. All 4 had their spots, so look fun. And, again, this seemed to be Roxanne's last match in NXT.
Sure.
She took the pin seems like she is, she bowed out to NXT, she graduated, and now it's her time on the main roster.
It was nice to get like, you could tell Bayley, I don't want to say Bayley was calling the whole match, but you could tell like Bayley was the veteran leader that was in here, which was really nice to see. And I'm sure it was cool we've seen like the pictures of Roxanne and Cora like as kids.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Roxanne was dressed up. I mean, they called back to it too, but Roxanne was dressed up as Bayley. Cora had a picture. So like that alone is cool.
Like a full circle moment.
Yeah, I really, not that like this match needed more credibility, because like these three, the NXT girls here are already credible, but it was a nice further addition of getting the no pun intended all-star weekend Bayley in this.
Absolutely.
Coming off her, I saw she had one shot. Unfortunately, didn't go in.
Yeah, she should have played all 48 minutes.
Pat McAfee called it a pass, but I guess
like she had fun. As long as she had fun.
Genuinely crazy though to like, which I guess that's why she only had like one shot, because like she was also probably told like
match.
you can do this, but you are wrestling all weekend.
Yeah. They gave a call to the coach and be like, hey, don't play too much. Don't play too much.
She got her shot. I saw they showed the picture on Raw. Who was she defending? She was defending some big guy, and she was like,
Baron Davis.
Was that who it
Baron
was?
Davis.
Pat was like, lockdown defense.
Yeah, it's like not even a former all-star can get past her or something. Yeah.
But so we have Julia retaining. Like you said, this match was great. Every single woman shined. Like there wasn't really. I mean, I don't disagree that Bayley was like an MVP.
You can make an argument.
Really, every woman shined
for sure.
Then we got this last shot of Stephanie and Julia standing in the ring, both holding the titles up. Stephanie did give a little look to the world title, a little plant in the seed for the future. This image alone was money to end off the show.
Yep.
Then we have the official debut of Jordynne Grace.
I'll be honest with you, when I hear her theme song and the sirens, my mind immediately went to Scott Steiner.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what the hell is Scott Steiner doing here right now?
The sirens are a little,
very similar. But yeah, I mean,
Fire.
That's hype. I mean,
So
I
good.
honestly didn't even think of that.
Me neither.
I didn't expect it.
I was surprised.
So I popped when she came out. I'm like, that's an insane way to close the show. Like, again, the lasting shot, like you said, of Stephanie and Julia is, you can end the show on that. That is perfect. Then adding Jordynne Grace in as a shock surprise. Woo!
And it's really, it's like she was confronting both of them. It's really like, Jordynne, take your fucking pick.
Yeah. Honestly.
I mean, she go over. I expect her to be in the world title picture, but
it's interesting because it's like I don't think either one of them are going to lose the belts for a little bit. No. So I can imagine she showed up here, be like, "Hey guys, I'm here." I can imagine she's going to have a few feuds before getting into a title picture because realistically,
but I'll see you down the line.
See it down the line because realistically, like you're going to have. All right, let's say they give us her and Julia at WrestleMania weekend. Who should lose that? Neither. Both should win, but both should lose. And both shouldn't lose. So I think we should hold off a little bit.
Julia loses, and then early call up to the main roster.
Sure.
Boom.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's like when one loses, the other one, like you go up to the main roster. Yeah.
But this was really great. I know we kind of brushed upon it. We're also going to brush on AEW Grand Slam.
It was a late. It was started at like what 10, 11 o'clock at night. Something like that.
Yeah, I caught like the last the handful of it. But a couple of notes here. Admittedly, we're not going to go too in depth here, but some of the big notes here. First of all, the reception for Cope. I've been seeing that going around on Twitter, and the whole arena singing his song. You could tell he wasn't. It caught him by surprise.
Yeah. Definitely was emotional hearing that.
As much of this side and that side that Adam Copeland. I just want to call him Edge.
Just call him.
I'm going to call him Adam Copeland. Cope. I still don't love Cope.
Yeah.
As much as people on this side have been like, oh, Adam Copeland has a bad run in AEW and it sucks he's ending here. And then the people on the other side saying like, oh, I love that we can still see Adam Copeland wrestle. Mm-hmm. Regardless of where you are on the situation or whatever shit you're given, whatever, this was a cool moment of just like AEW or WWE out, like looking past it, like hey, just solidifying him as like, oh yeah, this is still a fucking legend.
100%.
This is still fucking Edge. This is still Adam Copeland.
No matter what way you look at it, it's still Edge. It's
you gotta give him the respect.
You gotta give him the respect. And this could be the last time, because they were saying like this could be the last time he's in Australia and stuff like that. They do something like this because his in-ring career is obviously, we're on a moving clock here. So it was cool to see him kind of get that, like to get those flowers and to kind of have that moment. It was very cool to see.
Mercedes Moné went over Harley Cameron to retain the TBS championship.
Talk about someone that just really just shot up the ranks and has become
Harley Cameron.
One of the most entertaining people in wrestling.
The Sasha puppet is so funny.
She's so talented. Like play like the guitar stuff, the singing, the rapping, she can speak a bunch of different languages. Like she's just she's good at everything.
She's charismatic. She's
good at everything.
Charismatic.
And she was just like, with wrestling, like when I started, like I didn't know what the fuck, I'm paraphrasing a little bit. She's like, I didn't know what I was doing, but it's like, I didn't know what I was doing when I was learning guitar or learning a new language. But she goes, I'm getting better. And basically she's really proven herself, make her seem like a credible opponent for a championship like this here.
Yeah, no, who should have won this?
Oh, easily Mercedes should have won. Do you think Harley should have won?
I just wording here. Am I surprised Mercedes won? No, I do. It does make sense for her to continue this. Like another sip of that. Wow, no kidding, huh? I'm trying to fucking keep.
We're getting to the bottom here. We're getting. I know. I'm all over this.
Christ.
Just wait till we get to the Patreon.
Oh my god, I was gonna make a note of it at the end, but I'm out of breath trying to keep up with you.
Yeah,
here.
this is 400 milligrams down the drain.
Christ. But so yeah. It would have been. I think it would have been nice for Harley Cameron to win. It would have been a nice shock.
Of course,
it was obvious that Mercedes was going to win, so it would have been nice. Whatever. And people are one side or the other of Mercedes. Some people are over her. Some people are fully on, like the belt collector thing. I'm not surprised. It makes sense that she won here, but Harley Cameron's on fire. It's also not. It's the TBS title.
Yeah, it's like striking when it's hot. Yeah, I agree with that. The momentum was there. They were in her home crowd and stuff like that. So it would have been an unreal moment if she won.
And hindsight's 2020. We got, which we're going to talk about in a second, the title change in the main event.
Right.
But pulling the trigger on Harley Cameron, I don't think would have been crazy.
And then, God forbid, they have a rematch a few nights later in a few weeks, and Mercedes just wins it back. You give Harley the big win or something if you wanted to do that. But
I guess
either way,
I wouldn't have loved that either.
I
know.
I'm just saying, like you give her the moment in front of the crowd, and then you can go back to your previously scheduled programming.
Feel the wrath.
But she's definitely going to be in the mix moving forward.
I hope so.
I thought she should be.
And again, like it is the TBS title, so it's like. If Mercedes is going to go after the world title eventually, and like Harley Cameron is someone who I think should be holding the TBS title.
How long has she held the TBS title for? I feel
she's
like
had it for a minute.
She's had it for a while. Yeah.
For some reason, I want to say 200 something days, but I don't know where that number is coming from. That might be an overshoot.
All right, let's find out.
I'm gonna go. All right, over under 220. What are you saying?
I'm gonna say 300. Closer to 300.
All right, I'm also going to take the over.
Okay, let's see. So we have Reigns. All right, so Mercedes Moné won it on May 26th at Double or Nothing. 265 days.
Whoa,
right now,
okay.
Which is I was going to say Jade had it for over 500 days.
Yeah.
So she's had it for the longest since Jade.
Yeah.
Only halfway, a little less than, more than halfway to Jade. So we'll see if she gets that 2-year run or close to 2-year run.
Crazy.
She's had it for a while.
I'm surprised she hasn't graduated to the world. I mean, I know the world title's wrapped up with like Tony, Mariah, and whatever, but like
eventually she's got to get there at that point.
But anyway, speaking of the world title, timeless Tony Storm defeats Mariah May in what's a 50-50 controversial win to become the new AEW Women's Champion, the first ever 4-time AEW champion.
4 times, crazy.
Really cool. I mean, say what you will about Mariah losing. Mariah's had the title for a little bit. She's had a good run. Yeah. I do think I would have liked her to. I would have liked to see her hold on to it a little more, get a couple more like solid, like defining bangers out of it.
Yeah.
Also, not surprised that Tony won. Yeah. Tony is back. She's on fire again.
She's the best,
and she is just the bigger name too. At the end of the day,
and people are complaining about the finish and the roll up and stuff. Personally, I don't have an issue with it because it's like, to me, it was like Toni Storm was getting the shit kicked out of her, kept getting hit by Mariah May's finisher, and like she had no energy left. She rolled her up, and I think it protects Mariah a little bit, where like she lost, but she didn't look like Toni Storm barely beat her. You know what I mean? So I think that the feud there can continue. You can still, you know, do whatever you want there, but I mean, Toni winning, it makes sense, especially, you know, in front of the home crowd and stuff. The reaction was insane.
I don't love the roll up for a world title main event, but what makes it what makes it a little, if you want to say, better, and we're not getting into the whole controversy of it was a pay-per-view and then it wasn't and whatever, but it being just a TV special does at least help that it was a roll up.
Yeah, it's not like it was the main event of like a Double or Nothing or an All In or something, whatever.
I still don't love it, but I'm more fine with it. But I don't know. I don't know.
I get it.
And that's basically the main show. I got 2 more Celsiuses for Dante that he's gonna down.
Yes, sir. I hope it's a different flavor.
We're gonna try to get him to levitate over in the Patreon.
That's the goal.
What's your flavor you?
So I got raspberry peach, but the issue is I ordered a 12-pack off Amazon. I ordered kiwi guava.
Oh, you're a sparkling guy. I didn't think you were a sparkling guy.
Yeah,
really?
I honestly do not like non-sparkling Celsius. I feel like I get nothing.
I say just water. Period.
No, I'm not. They don't really have great non-sparkling flavors too.
The 1 or 2 that I've had, I'm not really a caffeine guy. I'll fucking have a panic attack. But I had a couple of the watermelon ones, the ones. I liked it. The taste is really good. This isn't a Celsius plug, but
what is it? I think it's blue lemonade or something like that.
Blue
they have
lemonade.
Non-sparkling, which isn't bad, but yeah, I prefer the sparkling. It makes me feel something.
Essential energy accelerates metabolism,
burns body fat, and takes 10 years off your life.
Say those last 2 things can't be true. There's no way.
Listen, now, if I'm podcasting and burning body fat, I can't tell.
It only burns body fat because you're sitting there like this. You're fucking shaking.
I mean, it is meant to be like you have these during like workouts and stuff. But now,
that's funny.
I don't buy it for these reasons. You know what I mean? I buy it for the 200 milligrams it says on the back.
I like essential energy.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Gluten free. What are we? Gluten free.
No high fructose corn syrup. No artificial colors. How does it work? Well, just gives you energy.
Does it tell you? They just ask the question. It doesn't tell you how it works. Oh, it gives you like a formula.
Green tea, ginger, and guarana seed. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what I put in my body, to be honest with you. But
what's that last one?
During Celsius prior to fitness activities helps energize, accelerate metabolism.
Oh, it's just the same shit.
Burn body fat and calories. There's no sugar in it, so that is the good thing. The one.
Yeah, when I first had it, I was shocked because like it has a strong taste.
Yeah, you would think that there's sugar in it. Hey, 10 calories, 200 milligrams of caffeine. Sign me up.
Wow, that's crazy.
All right. Let's go, baby.
We got the Patreon coming up, so if you want to hear more of Dante,
if you want to see me levitate off the wall and pop off, join the Patreon.
Patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling for $5 a month. You get an entire additional Q&A podcast over there, and you get the whole back catalog as well, and you get Discord access. Link the Discord. People do predictions in there. It's a good time. With that said, everyone, thank you for being here. Please make sure you subscribe. Please turn on the bell for notifications so you know when we're posting. Again, depending on the schedule, this is either a Wednesday show or we have some contractual obligations that we're trying to work around. But we'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday. Again, not that this matters, but and with that said, goodbye. Thanks for being here.
Bye, guys.
Catch y'all all week. Yeah.
Boom. Peace.
Or fancy book it, loser gets their first loss, Penta Jacob. What is some videos you would love to do if you didn't have to worry about it performing well? IGM bros. I don't know if we're seeing Randy Orton return at Elimination Chamber.
Will Ferrell for comedy, I think he's GOAT comedy. And obviously Matt Damon.